Also, in combination, if you look at Dollar Tree and Dollar General as a recession indicator, Dollar Tree and Dollar General taking off to the upside as well. So those are three companies you can look at to get a feel for where the market overall is going. And Derek, I like your idea about adding a debt clock potentially to the show. But Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and Meta, I think from a publicly traded standpoint will give us a very good inkling about where the economy is going. Dollar Tree was at 87.97 in October of last year. It's currently at 139.95. I think that's very interesting. The last time that Dollar Tree hit its all-time high was in 2022 when we didn't have that crash. So,
yeah.
Let's talk about the hot stocks of last week. We add a segment in here. We'll reel off a couple of stocks that made news last week. Micron was on fire last week, ended the week very strong. So the thing with Micron is that, man, it's been on a run.
Tell us about it. Yeah, don't say. Shout out to everybody that's invested in Micron.
Yeah, it's on a historic run. Troy talked about EYL University early, and it's done extremely well. So the obvious thing is that, okay, what comes up must come down eventually. So people that have Micron options, Micron stock, and they've experienced a lot of gains. How long can this continue?
It's not time to sell.
Can you tell them what I told you 3 weeks ago?
About Micron?
Yeah, what I tell you? I told you what the number was, but what I say the real number was?
300?
So when it was at 242, and shout out to MG, I'm sure he'll come on and talk about it as well. I'm like, and even EYL University, I'm looking at this space and I'm saying to myself, the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall, right? If you could control pricing and there's a demand, right, and the supply is low, then you really have the advantage, right?
While others especially are stepping away from it.
Oh my gosh. And if you look at what your competitors are doing, they're trying everything they can to make sure that they can meet or fulfill their order limits, whether that's Samsung, right? South Korea, right? Or it's SK Hynix, South Korean company. If you look what SK Hynix did 2 weeks ago, they have now committed $13 billion to extending their factory so they can try to meet the demand. They're building this thing so fast that it's going to be online by next year, right? Yeah. But that means this year, the supply, I don't even know if they're going to be able to meet the demand, right? And so you start to look at other players in the space. Obviously, Micron being American made. It's crazy. We talked to Cheryl McKisnick about the factory that they're building in New York. That's not even going to be online until 2030. It's going to be one of the largest data centers or data sets in the entire country. So the demand is going to be there. The GPU demand hasn't gone anywhere. And we saw that on Thursday. We were actually sitting down in Morocco. And I'm like, look, TSM, the demand is still there. So if the demand for GPUs and CPUs is still there, that means that they're going to need their brain of that operation, which will be their high bandwidth memory, which helps AI in terms of agentic functioning. It was all there. And so that's interesting. I think Micron is a story that is going to continue into 2026. Western Digital is in there as well. Seagate is in there as well. And obviously, people who were a part of the Market Mondays family, when we talked about Sanders, I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This one's on a rocket ship. And will there be a pullback? I'm sure it'll pull back. Yeah. But the story doesn't change. Yeah, the story doesn't change, right? When people are buying high bandwidth memory, right? Let's break this down, right? If a company like Micron is buying high bandwidth memory, right? There's still other forms of memory that are needed, SSDs. There's still forms that are going to be needed. Who's buying that? There's about 7 to 8 companies that are buying a boatload of the high bandwidth memory. Well, what does that leave for the PC companies, the laptop companies, the phone companies? Those devices need memory too. And so that's when you see, wait, who could be that next layer, right? If they're focusing on high bandwidth memory, who's focusing here?
Yeah.
Right? Like who's at this level? It's kind of like when we were talking about AMD and NVIDIA, right? If they're making GPUs and they got 85% of them, that means they've left the CPU market. wide open.
all together, and it's wide open for another player. Yep.
So who can come in? People are still going to use computers.
Yeah.
Who can come in that space and now take over? So like when you start looking at the playing field, it becomes very clear to you. Okay, high bandwidth memories in demand. They used to do it. Okay, well, oh wait, there's a company over here, and they actually split to another division. I'm talking about Western Digital, and they created SanDisk. Oh, look at what that chart's done since February. Are you kidding me?
And the second half of the decade is going to go to the most focused companies and most focused CEOs. Like if you saw the CEO of Micron or SanDisk walk on the street, you wouldn't know who they are. They're not all in the video like the Drewski skit. They're just focused on making the business better. My price for Micron is $472.75 is where I think it'll get to. And the companies that are not doing incredibly well and that have not been focused, they paid the price, they've suffered. But them, NVIDIA, AMD, SanDisk will continue to rise, all for the long term.
There's reports that the shortage is expected to continue through 2028, 2029. We're in 26, y'all.
Stocks under $20 that I want you guys to make sure you don't have to get all of them, okay? But do me a favor and at least get one and build that out to at least 125 shares minimum. And then, guys, I want you to try to get your first 1,000 and know that everything I teach you guys and share with you guys on the day, you can rinse and repeat. Let's go ahead and unpack these, okay? TeraWulf, ticker symbol WULF, okay? In the past week, this one was up 14%. It is sitting at $13.20, okay? Listen to this, guys. You're gonna have a chance to get some plays while they are still in the first inning. And I want you guys to learn how to buy and accumulate shares so that when these stocks double, triple, and quadruple, you guys are the beneficiary, okay? TeraWulf, ticker symbol WULF, okay? This is $13, okay? The next one Coach got for you guys, y'all familiar with this one, is Lyft, ticker symbol LYFT. This one is sitting at $19.81. I have a $30 price target on Lyft. This one went to $23. It went to 26 in after hours one day, but came back down to the $19, $20 range. This is a great area for you to get this at, okay, guys? And then work your way towards this going to $30, okay? Listen to this. Do me a favor. Make sure you get the likes up for me, and make sure you guys share this, okay, with at least 5 people. Lyft is currently $19, so under $20, this is a steal, knowing that this is going to hit $30 and beyond this year, okay? Now listen, you gotta wait for earnings. You have to wait for other catalysts because this is one of your slower moving plays, okay? And so I want you guys to understand what you're doing and what you're investing in. The next one we got for you guys is SoFi, ticker symbol SOFI. This will be another one of your just consistent winners, okay? You can't go wrong with this one, especially long term. This one is currently sitting at $26.91. And listen, guys, this has already hit $30. So some plays you have to go back to the well. You have to rinse and repeat your winners, okay? So they'll run up. Your job is to take some profit, okay? And then when they come back down, your job is to rebuy, okay? And then they are to go back up, but it takes time. Everybody write this down. You need to have a 3 to 7 month time frame. Not that it will take that long, but you need to make sure that you understand you're not looking for it to happen in 2 seconds, okay? You have to have time so that you can have the play bubble up to double up on your behalf, okay? That is SoFi. And you guys already know I got APOD in the list for you guys. Ticker symbol APOD, Applied Digital. This one is sitting at $30 as we speak, matter of fact. But I want this in the mix with my stocks under $20 because this was first well below $20 when I first put this on your radar. And a lot of times I like to show you guys if you run its course, if you stick it out, you can see these plays play out, okay? And so with that being said, I want you to know TeraWulf will do this. It'll be $30 one day. Lyft will be $30 one day. Let me tell you guys something real quick. Uber used to be $10. AMD was $8. Okay, I had all of these plays way before they at the prices they are today. Okay, and what you need to understand is if you learn to get in early, if you have a longer term outlook, meaning 1 to 3 years, but at least a minimum 3 to 7 months. Okay, guys, it can change your life. Now listen to this. Everything we broke down today, I want you to have shares of, and I want you to consider call options or leaps with. Okay, I love to buy shares, and then I like to get a leap that's 1 or 2 years out so I can let the play run its full course. I can take part in the earnings, and if they have a particular pop during one of the earnings, it just boosts the stock way up. Okay, because this is the beginning of the year, there's no better time for you guys to get these now. Okay, and so if you can do that, then you guys can see some huge returns on, if not all of these plays, at least one of these plays, because they have so much upward potential. 2026 is going to be a crazy year, guys, and I don't want you to miss the ride. Okay, and so these are some stocks that I got for you guys for 2026 that's under $20, that if you build it out. Okay, goal number one, you got to get your first share. If you got at least one share, then you got to work to get your first 10 shares. After you get the motion going, you need to always try to get your first 100 to 125 shares. Okay, guys, this will then propel you to then start making sure you have solid positions in all your plays. Okay, from there, guys, I want you to try to work your way towards 1,000 shares. That's the next level, but 100 is the goal. But before you get 100, you got to have one. Okay, and so I want you guys to understand prioritizing your assets and making them a huge portion of how you move and how you operate. Okay, with that being said, check this out. You need to understand, if you have any debt, you need to prioritize any debt you may have. You need to prioritize your emergency fund. You need to prioritize your Roth IRA. These are all things we need to tackle and address on the journey. Okay, and if you do that, guys, you're going to see immense success as well as peace of mind. All right, now listen to this, man. This year, you're going to have some catalysts that are going to serve as opportunities for you to get these stocks at lower prices. I want you to make sure you're looking for opportunities to scoop these up when they come to attractive low prices. Okay, yes, they're already low. A lot of these is under $20, but there'll be days, weeks, and months that something will happen that's out of your control, out of my control. For example, when we get a new Fed in May, the market is going to react to that. There's going to be volatility, and these stocks may come down in price. And I want you to be like, yep, this is what Coach was preparing us for. These are the levels he was talking about that these stocks could come to en route to them going higher. Okay, if you can do that, guys, this is the best way to go about building out your investments, guys. Remember, when it's blood in the streets, it's time to eat. You want to buy on red days. Get the likes up for me, guys. Do me a favor and get the likes up. Okay, get the likes up for me, and make sure you like and share this with at least 5 people, because it's a brand new year and we need to make sure they are along for the ride. Okay, on top of that, do me a favor. You need to make sure you learn how to trade options, preferably in both directions. But even if you only learn how to do call options, that is still phenomenal, because it's 100-fold, meaning it moves 100 times faster than buying the share. Okay, so I want you guys to lean in heavy to that on 2026 100K challenge. Okay, and just regardless if you just along for the ride. All right, now listen, we are going to have news like the Venezuela issue with the president. You're going to have gas being for position and seeing what companies are going to step up and take the oil from Venezuela. You're going to have a whole lot of distractions. Your job is to remain focused on the main thing. Okay, keep the main thing in the stock market. They're going to always be a catalyst or something that tries to get you to be all over the place. You need to make sure that you know, as I always tell you, you're the CEO of your portfolio. You need to make sure your assets align with who you are and how you operate. Okay, and if you can do those things, guys, this make the journey of investing and building wealth way more pleasant along the way. Okay, with that being said and understood, okay, let me know if you guys made money today. Let me know if you took advantage of the SPY and you seen it go and hit the target we called out in the Discord. Speaking of Discord, everybody make sure you are in the Discord first thing in the morning, every morning at 9 o'clock, okay? I'm going to lay out the levels for SPY and Tesla every day. I want to give you one chance, if nothing else, for you to make money every single day, okay? I don't miss with the levels that I'm going to call out for you guys. So if you can follow as well as be on the right side of the trade, guys, you have a chance to make money, okay?